Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is an assumptions video. So I asked on my Instagram and my TikTok for you guys to comment your assumptions about me, sort of give me any kind of indication of what you think about me, and then I'm going to say whether they're true or false or whether you were right about the assumptions. I can't speak this morning. So I got quite a few answers. I was quite happy about that. I didn't really think anybody was going to do it, but you did, so thank you. And I did have a quick look through. I've liked all of them, but I didn't really read them because I kind of want it to be more of a surprise. So we'll go through them now and I am going to answer your assumptions. So the first comment is, you're very determined and work hard to get to where you want to be. And I'd say this is true. I have worked very hard ever since I was like little. I think that's just how I am, you know, like teacher's pet, like I'll admit to that. Yeah, I guess it's true. There's not much else I could say about that without showing you what I do. So the next comment is that I like to travel, and I'd have to say this is very correct. This is a true assumption. Obviously before COVID, I tried to get out of England at least once a year. So I've been to Spain, I've been to Berlin, I've been to Amsterdam, I went to Italy just before COVID happened, I've been to Sri Lanka, and I just love it. Like England's lovely, don't get me wrong, but compared to everywhere else, it's quite boring. So that's why I love to travel and I love to experience different foods and different cultures. Not to sound up my own arse, but yeah, I love traveling. So I'm going to mention these two together because I think they kind of tie really well. And it says you come from an artsy family, and then somebody else commented you can draw and paint. So this is very much true. My mum is very much your typical art mum. So she went to art college in Bristol and she taught art for quite a few years to college students and high school students as well. And now she teaches like private pottery lessons. Well, obviously she doesn't because of COVID, but that's what she was doing before all of this happened. And she makes pots and she sells them. She's very good at it too. My dad, he started out as doing like graphic design, and then he was an art director. He's been on like loads of video shoots and photo shoots with like really big brands. He did something for Jet2. I thought that was quite impressive. Now he owns his own business doing marketing and advertising, which is still quite creative, I'd say. Yeah, so I'd say we're quite an arty family, and that's probably where I get it from. So yes, I do paint and I do draw. Not as much as I'd like to. I did do art in secondary school, but for me, I'm more of a photography person. So I guess that second comment is kind of true. Like I do it, but I'm artsy in a different sense, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so I really like this next comment. I don't know if I have mentioned it in another video before or just in like a passing conversation, but I did used to live in Spain, and someone's just said you speak Spanish. So when I lived in Spain, I was 2 and we moved back when I was 6, so I think we were there for about 4 years. So I did learn to speak Spanish. I was quite fluent because I went to school there, and then because we went back every summer, it kind of stuck. But obviously as you get older and you don't practice enough, you kind of lose it. But I still do speak a little bit, so when I go on holiday now, like I am able to speak to the locals, but it's very rough. Let me see if I can say something. Okay, hola, me llamo Florence y me gusta morcilla. And morcilla is just like black pudding but spicy, and it's Spanish and it's very tasty. I actually used to get told off in French class in secondary school because my French accent was too Spanish, but there you go. So somebody else commented, you're planning to move out soon and live by yourself. So obviously I think we all want to move out at some point, but I'm quite comfortable living at home for the minute. Like I like my parents, we get on, it's an easy living situation. But of course I do want to move out eventually. I have been saving up ever since I've started working. I actually have a video on that, sorry, where I talk about how much I've saved in 2 years. I think I said 4,000? No, 14, no, £10,000 since I started working. So yeah, I do plan to move out, possibly in 2 years, but I have a boyfriend now, so that's kind of thrown a spanner in the works because I probably would have moved out sooner, but because we haven't been together that long and I don't want to move out with him, we said we'd both wait until we have a bit more money and we're a bit more secure in our relationship and feel comfortable moving in together, and then we'll move out. Sorry, that was a bit of a ramble, but basically yeah, that's my plan anyway. 2-year plan, move out with my boyfriend, and we'll have saved enough money. And yeah, for all of you wondering, it has been put here in a comment. Somebody said you're a Scorpio, and then somebody else said you haven't shared your age. I'm 20 and my birthday's in November, so yeah, I am a Scorpio. But yeah, that's how old I am. That kind of helps gauge my timeline, my life timeline of when I lived in Spain and like saving up money and stuff. But yeah, I'm 20! 21 this year, how exciting. Okay, so again, these two comments are kind of similar, and the one says that I am super organised and the other one says I like having a routine. This is very true. I find that if I don't do stuff the way I like doing it, then I become a bit of a mess. So I always wake up, not early, but I like to wake up at a similar time. I like to go to bed at a similar time. I like to do certain things in a day in a certain order, just so I feel like my life is in order. So yeah, super organised, and I love to have a routine. That's just who I am, and it helps me feel motivated. Oh, has that been like that this whole time? Brilliant. Okay, so I've had quite a few comments like this in this kind of category of that I'm a confident person, I'm an extrovert, I am positive. So let's break that down. I would say I'm quite a positive and optimistic person. I have a laugh with my friends. I generally try to see the good in everything. Obviously that doesn't happen all the time, like we all have our bad days, but yeah, generally I am quite a positive person. Now when it comes to being extroverted and confident, in a sense, it depends who I'm with and how comfortable I feel in a certain situation. So with my family, with my boyfriend, with my really close friends, I'm an extrovert to the full extent. I'm super loud, super bubbly, do whatever, I don't care what they think of me because I know they'll love me no matter what. So yeah, an extrovert in that sense. But then with people that I'm not really comfortable around, or I don't really know them, or they're a new person in my life, I typically hold off on showing them my full personality. I'm not very confident. Like, I'll try and be polite, but I don't actively engage in conversations in case I say something wrong. So yeah, I'm kind of awkward in that sense. Now when it comes to like my YouTube and my TikTok, I think at the start I was very refrained and very quiet. But now I feel like I've come out my shell a little bit more, but I think that's the same as like how I was saying with like different people. Like, not that I know you guys personally, but I feel like I've gotten more comfortable in front of the camera. I know how to speak more myself, and I'm hoping that that's come across in, you know, my videos as I've grown my channel and grown my TikTok. But yeah, that comment summed up, it depends on the situation and the people that I'm around. Right, so I'm gonna group another question together, and it's, you have a lot of friends and you felt left out of school. They're kind of contradicting, but I want to speak about that. In secondary school, where I live now, I would say I had a lot of friends, because I think at that point in school, like year 7, year 8, you try to group together to have as many friends as possible because you think that's what's good and it stops you feeling left out. And then it got to the end of year 8 and school wasn't how I wanted it to be. They wouldn't let me be creative. I couldn't take art and photography, which I wanted to do, so I decided to leave school. And basically I didn't lose all of those friends, but we kind of lost touch and it was quite sad. Moved to the other secondary school that I went to, and again made a big group of friends, but it wasn't in a sense of wanting to be popular and wanting to have everybody. We were all kind of the misfits. We just kind of like confided in each other and made a little friend group. I think there's about 10 people, so that is quite a lot. And then I went to college in Lincoln, and I got on with everybody in my class, but I only really sort of made one friend called Jess, who I'm still friends with now, and she was like a really good friend. But what I realised moving to college is I kind of lost touch with everybody from all the other schools that I'd been to, and I only really kept like 1 or 2 friends from each place, which sounds really sad, but when I think about it now, like those are my best friends, and I'd rather have 5 close best friends than like 50 friends dotted all over who don't actually care about me or want to be my friend. So yeah, I took 1 friend from my first school, another friend from the school in Sheffield, 1 friend from college, and then I have like a few lifelong friends and like friends in Spain. But yeah, I'd say my friendship group now is really small, but I didn't feel left out at school because I had those friends. So yeah, that's those assumptions grouped together in a sense. Okay, this one's funny. This one says people think you're younger than you are. I'd like to say this is true. So when I'm out in public, or like I get ID'd a lot. So obviously I'm old enough to buy alcohol, but I even get ID'd to buy scissors, and you have to be 16 for that. Once I went to B&M and got ID'd for like this really strong super glue, and you have to be 15 to buy that. So this woman thought I was 14 and ID'd me for some super glue. I was traumatized. I think I was like 19 at the point then as well. It's just like, oh my god, like I know I have a baby face, like I can accept that. Yeah, people do tend to think that I'm a lot younger than I am. In like client situations, like when I've been on video shoots and photo shoots or meetings or whatever, they always tend to think that I'm like 25. Like this is when I was like 17 and 18 and we were going out to work. People thought I was 25 because like obviously when you're with like clients you have to kind of put on a little act that you're a lot more professional than you are. So yeah, a lot of them thought I was older, like despite my baby face. But that was quite nice because it kind of made me feel like I was doing my job properly and acting the way I should be around clients. But yeah, I think people do tend to think that I'm younger than I am. Okay, so this one's really nice. Somebody said, my assumption is that lockdown has brought you closer to your family. So I've always been quite close with my family. We've always got on. I went to the same college that my mum taught at, so we drove there together sometimes and we got really close then. And then I started working for my dad and we got really close. And then now in lockdown, I think we're kind of getting on each other's nerves, obviously, but I think I have gotten a little bit closer to them, especially my brother actually, because my brother, again, we've always gotten on, but we've never really done stuff together. I think we went to Manchester once for his birthday, just the two of us. But in lockdown, like especially in summer, we went on bike rides together, we went to Spain together, and it was just really lovely. So yeah, it has brought us closer and I'm very grateful for it. Okay, so I think that was the last comment on my TikTok, so I'm going to have a look at my Instagram and see if there's any. So the first assumption on my Instagram is that I'm vegan/vegetarian. Now, I think being vegan's great, I think being vegetarian's great, I think you do you. Like, you eat what you want because you know your body, you know what you want to eat. But for me, I eat everything. I did try to be vegan at the start of lockdown. Excuse you. And that was quite fun, to be fair. Like, difficult, but it was interesting to see what I could make, and it actually made me start cooking, so that was good. I do tend to stick to like plant-based meals and like milk especially, but I'm not 100% vegetarian or vegan, even though I do think it's great. I'm just gonna throw this one in here because it made me chuckle, but my boyfriend's friend said that you must be brave because Alex is a handful. He certainly is. He is. He's quite like me in a sense. We're both very similar, both very loud around people we're comfortable with, so yeah. It's funny. So somebody said, you're the mum of all your friends, people go to you for advice, etc. I don't think I'm the mum friend, I think I just listen. I am the mum friend though on a night out or like at parties. Like I'll make sure that everybody's okay and nobody's left out, because I feel like when I'm that person I just feel really horrible. So I always make sure that people are okay and that they're safe, because you got to look after your friends, haven't you? Okay, so this one's quite interesting and it says, you regret not going to uni. So if you've watched my videos, I think I have mentioned it before, that I went straight from college and I was going to do a gap year, but then I didn't and ended up finding 2 part-time jobs, which I'm still in. Obviously uni is different for everybody and it's different courses are better for different people, and it is definitely down to that individual, but for me I would have regretted going, but I don't regret not going. Yeah. I like this one. So this person says, you're an all or nothing kind of person. Yeah, pretty much. So like how I was saying earlier, how am I optimistic and positive? If I'm not that, I am at the other end of the spectrum. If I'm not being loud and bubbly, I'm being super quiet, super moody. If I'm going to do something, I will 100% do it. And if I don't do that, then I just completely ignore it. So yeah, I'm definitely an all or nothing kind of person, which I think is good sometimes because usually I am the all. So I will do everything I said I'm going to do. I'm positive, I'm just, you know, driven. But then when it does come to those days where I'm the nothing, it's quite bad. Like when I'm moody, I am moody. You don't want to see that side of me. Okay, so I'm going to answer one more, and that is, summer is your favourite season. Here's what I'm going to say. I like summer because it's warm and it's hot and it's lovely. Love the weather in summer. Don't like the clothes. I don't feel very confident in like tank tops and skirts and shorts. Not for me. I love winter clothes, so big jumpers, big coats and lots of layers, but I don't like being cold. So it's kind of problematic. But then you're thinking, Florence, the middle of that is spring and autumn. No, because I don't know, spring is just kind of meh. Like it can be rainy, it can be gloomy, but then it can also be nice. You never know what the weather's going to be like. And autumn, like it's just, again, the same. And it's like just before winter and it's like the leaves on the ground are all mushy and it's like gloomy. I don't know. Weather-wise, summer is my favourite clothing wise, winter is my favourite. There we go, that's a good answer. So that was all your assumptions and me answering them. I hope you learned a little bit more about me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it fun, and I'm really sorry if I did miss one of your assumptions, but if you commented below this video, I will answer them so you can find out. Please give this video a big fat thumbs up. I've already told you to comment, so you don't need to do that. Well, you do, but not twice. I mean, you can if you want to. And also subscribe, click the bell notification so you're notified next time I post, which will be next Sunday. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!